I'm a fantastic artist, I know. What do you guys think? We got Sister Luna here for Ramadan. Al Waid Bialamin Al Shaitan Al Rajim. Jokes aside, you know, oh yeah, remember if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support the channel if you want to. Appreciate, thanks. I said before that, my health has been getting so bad that I finally actually filled up, my prescription for testosterone. I still have never taken it, but, one of the reasons, just kind of a psychological conversation, of course, I worry that I don't want to lose all my hair. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll get bloated or, I read so many fucking stories of people that, they have like a time that getting dialed in or whatever they fucking call it, right? You know what I mean? To actually feel good. You know what I mean? And maybe it's like the pessimist in me. I'm like, oh, with my luck, you know what I mean? I have such terrible bad luck with health. I'll be one of the people, I'll get fucked up from it or something like that, so it makes me worried, you know what I mean? But I said I finally actually filled it up because I was in Japan not too long ago, this fall, and I was pretty much in bed, for 6 weeks. You know what I mean? Just only had a little bit of energy to go out, once you got later on, but I basically did jack shit, you know what I mean? Just very little bit of walking. And even since, getting back to America, my health is just, ever since the long COVID, it's kind of like the straw that's like broken the camel's back, right? And, even going for walks is very taxing now as my health is getting worse and worse again. You know what I mean? It's just the fatigue is so bad. Like, even going for a walk is very difficult, right? And that's why I was like, dude, I'm having trouble going for walks, right? And of course, if people have seen what I look like, and I guess I have an okay body, maybe a good body if you consider my health circumstances and everything like that. But not one of the biggest reasons. That was a huge forward, 2-3 minute forward. But one of the things that I've wondered and almost kind of worried about is if I were to start TRT or whatever, would it change my mindset in a negative way, right? Would it make me maybe a bad person, right? And this isn't my biggest reason for never starting yet, but it is a thought that I've had sometimes throughout the years that, again, and it could, you know what I mean? I hear some people, oh, you're much more horny, so that's cool or something like that. And, you're more of a go-getter, more confident, you just have so much energy, it's better. But I've also wondered that, sometimes when I think about myself, even if people are watching this from video games, I'm not a very emotional person, right? I'm a very logical person, and because I don't let my emotions cloud my judgment, or maybe because I'm sort of emotionally numb a lot of the times, I'm a very logical person, and that's why maybe perhaps, right? You know what I mean? That's why I can, I can predict so many video games and look at it from a more analytical sort of standpoint, because I don't have sort of some sort of like over extreme knee jerk reaction to anything, right? But I've wondered if maybe in a bad sense, and again, this is kind of weird, sometimes I think about how crazy people are, especially the video game shit, right? And I think about all the people that have lied about me throughout the years, and just crazy, obsessive, like stalking, very, very crazy fucking people, right? Like, I mean, I don't think you can say that someone that would lie about, first of all, if you lie about someone, even in the first place, you're a shitty person. But you think about people that have, like, for years and years on end have lied about me, just to such extreme and terrible degrees. But from a certain perspective, I think there's also the idea that if you were to lie about somebody, there must be, maybe you lie because there is a will to survive, let's say. Like, there's some kind of emotional thing that you must lie because you care that much to lie, right? It just matters that much that you must lie, right? It's like a survival mechanism, right? It's a coping mechanism as well, but it's like a survival thing to lie, to do bad things, right? And I've thought about that before, and I think I talked about this in one of my vlogs when I was walking around Japan one time. I had gotten some weird messages, I said before, from some people that I knew in real life. And, not people that I really see very much anymore, but people that I knew, we're talking early on when I was younger, when I just first started getting sick, right? Like they knew me even when I had a job and, they've seen me sick and blah, 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 going through radiation and all this kind of stuff. And I told the story. I got some weird messages from these motherfuckers that, the gist was that me being sick doesn't count and it's not real because my doctors got me sick, so it's not fair. And when you think about someone saying something so, and they said a bunch of crazy shit, but that was basically it. It doesn't count that you got sick because your doctors got you sick in the first place, so it's not real, so it's not fair. Like, are you jealous that I'm sick? What the fuck are you talking? That I have permanent side effects? That, you know, but crazy shit, right? And these guys, they're not that old. I mean, I'm in my 30s, right? I feel old, you know. I'm in my 30s. I feel old. I feel old just in my 30s. I felt old in my 20s. I felt old. Jesus Christ, doing radiation when I was like, whatever, younger. I felt old. But the point is, these guys they're probably older than me, right? So they're in their 40s or something like that, right? But I was, I said when I made that vlog, when I was thinking about some of those weird things that they were saying, I was like, whoa, you guys aren't that old to be that crazy, right? You're not that old to be that crazy, right? So you would think that they're not old enough to be crazy, so they're just shitty, let's say, right? Maybe that's a positive thing. What would be better? Would you rather be crazy or would you rather just be a shitty person, I guess? But, again, I thought about they must be lying because they still have the desire to live, let's say. There must be like a certain standpoint or like a certain emotional kind of aspect that they care enough to lie, to be mean to somebody, let's say. Right? And I've said that before. One of the strange things is, and even when I've thought about taking it, will I have the urge to actually lie? I know that sounds completely fucked up and weird, but sometimes I wonder if the reason that I've always been such a fucking logical person and I don't get mad, I get irritated and I get frustrated, of course, but I don't really, I've never felt the desire to do wrong to somebody. I've never felt the desire to be mean to somebody, really, right? And of course, there's some stalker of mine watching this right now. We're like, oh, Clayton, you said you wouldn't care if I got sick or if I died. Yes, that's true. If you go around lying about me on the internet and you're some obsessed fucking stalker, no, I would not give a fuck if you died. I don't care. Guess what? I said it again. So there you go. But, I've never had the desire to lie, to be mean, or anything like that. And sometimes I wonder if that's is it because of like my low hormones? And I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, and it's not like the main reason for never starting, again, I worry that, oh God, maybe I'll lose all my hair or maybe I'll get pimples all over or something which I don't think you would get, or you would hope you wouldn't from a low dose, or just getting you to normal levels. But, even saying that, of course, I've read, you try to read about things, or at least I do, before you take something. And again, Jesus Christ, I've been getting offered testosterone since what? I think 2012 maybe is when I first started getting offered it, saying that I could take it if I wanted for the low T. But, so, I mean, there's definitely an idea that, I'm proud of myself that, people think I lie about things. I guess that's kind of a pat on your back or pat on the back to think that people would think you would lie about stuff, or that you have lied or fake stuff, that you have accomplished somewhat of a fitness goal, I guess. Maybe I look better than a regular person with my shirt off, if that's cool. But I mean, it's like killing me to do. And, I will say for sure, I mean, with the amount that I work out now, there's no way that I would have the body that I have now. So we're just talking about muscle memory, because I do so little nowadays, you know what I mean? Just But so muscle memory is helping with that, right? But I don't know, man. Sometimes, it's kind of a weird thing to think about. So if anyone has ever started, I feel like mostly probably weird video game dude watches my channel, or maybe cool video game. I guess not everybody hates me that watches my channel, but you know, to those people that have ever done fitness stuff, did you have a mood change for better or worse? Because again, sometimes that is something that I wonder, will I actually have the desire to ever be mean to somebody if I were to have a more healthy testosterone, right? A more aggressive testosterone, right? Would it like fuck up my logical brain? I know that sounds weird, but again, I think about that, dude. It's not the main reason, but sometimes I think about, man, motherfuckers are so crazy. And of course, there's jealousy, insecurity, coping, but there's also the part of me that thinks that if you have that sort of raw desire to be mean to somebody, to be so aggressively obsessive, you would think that it must be kind of like a survival or a go-getter sort of mindset, even though it's a go-getter mindset, a step over somebody kind of mindset in a negative way. You're being mean to somebody, but maybe hormones play a role in that, right? I mean, I just think about all the people that have lied about me, stepped over me, taken what I've done for their own, just no shame. But there's also that sort of psychological standpoint that I think of, that it's like maybe it's that sort of, it's a go-getter mindset and using that power, let's say power of, hormones or something like that in a negative way, right? I don't know. Does that make sense? So anyway, I guess that goes to show you, I still have never taken this. I picked this up. Maybe it was about a couple months ago. I finally filled it up after Japan, and I was like, dude, I'm so fucked up, dude. Like, it's taken everything out of me just to go for walks. And even now, even after getting back from Japan, I'm still really, really struggling with health stuff. It's just, I've always had such bad fatigue from health stuff, but it's just getting so bad that even going for walks is taking a lot out of me, dude. So I'm really at that threshold of I need to figure out something to do. But anyway, if you like the videos, subscribe, comment, share, support the channel if you want. Appreciate it. Thanks. Mashallah, mashallah, inshallah, Sister Luna. She is so much cute, even though she is big iblis, and she must release for there to be peace. The end.